Another thing I really wanted to step into really quick is just stepping back into the Iran thing that happened, as far as the Iranian president dying yesterday in that plane crash, in that helicopter crash. What's a really big thing right now is Iran is really running into a lot of problems economically, and they're really having a lot of internal strife. But people are saying, like they said, those aircraft that they are using, they're like 40, 50 years old. And they can't really get parts for them. So they're almost, the Iranian government is kind of blaming the United States for the sanctions that we put on them, for them not being able to repair these aircraft they had. These aircraft first came out in 1968, and the last time they were made is 1989. And you have your president flying in one of these aircraft right here. Yeah. You haven't been able to get parts for 50 years, not directly from the source of this. And what they're also saying is Iran right now is going, like, inflation in Iran in 2016 was at 10%. Right now it's at 40%, just due to sanctions. And right now, over 50% of the people that some are saying are living in poverty. It's gotten to a point to where, like, people don't really understand, like, the gravity of this situation. That's why so many people are kind of, even Fox Business News said it has a little bit of a smell of something, where something could be up about this. Yeah. Yes, we see that the aircraft was old, but at the same time, the timing of it is just it's too impeccable.
And it's crazy how just the one went down and the other two didn't even double back for him or anything. Like, I mean, anything could have been possible. They could have sabotaged the helicopter before it took off. They could have shot it while it was in the air. Mission
absolutely
complete.
This is what they're really saying. Iran has the second largest natural gas resources in the entire world. Fourth largest oil reserves, the huge deposits of copper, coal, and iron oil. But they're unable to get technology from the global markets due to the fact that they have all these sanctions on them. Another big thing that people are pushing back against are women in Iran are not really given any rights at all. They all have to wear their hijab in public. Like, I remember we made a comment about that. I think it's the hijab in public. They can't ride bicycles. They can't become judges or public officials. Can't travel without the permission of, like, whoever their overseer or whatever you want to call them are. The right to expression in the country is limited. The right to protest is none. You know what I mean? So right now they're having a lot of internal strife within that country, and so this is why I think this is such a poignant kind of topic to talk about right now, because we don't know where this is going to go. The Supreme Leader is 85 years old. The vice president just stepped into the new president's role. They said in 50 days they're going to have a new election for president. The last election was the lowest turnout they've had ever for a presidential election, because they kicked out so many of the opposition leaders, because a lot of them were anti this Sharia law, which runs their whole entire court system. Because this is kind of the way they run their country, based off of, like, Islamic kind of law. And so,
I've seen the pictures of old, like, I believe it was Iran in the 80s, when the women were allowed to wear dresses and show skin. And it's crazy how, their women are so restricted in that country. And, the Republicans here in America are like, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, once the king was overthrown, kicked out
Republican lawmakers, excuse me. Not their constituents.
Not their constituents so much, but I mean, are they the constituents though? I mean, if you're voting for it, you're voting for what they're saying. This is,
Well, I mean, people aren't really getting a chance. When people get a chance to vote for or against abortion, the majority usually support it. It's usually the people passing laws. They don't give the people a chance to vote on it. They say, hey, you can't have an abortion if you're 2 days pregnant.
They got one right now where it's basically 12 weeks, where a woman's like, we don't even know, in 12 weeks, you don't even know
if you're pregnant or not. Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? Sometimes, but and so that's a huge thing. I just really wanted to bring that point up, because right now it's a critical situation. They're already over there. They're trying to get nukes right now. I know
they're trying to make Kegels illegal, probably.
It's crazy, bro.